Good morning, everybody. We're back on the MN56. The 5 stands for a 5-inch diameter aperture. The 6 means that's the focal length. So 6 times 5 is 30. That means the focal length is 30 inches. You can see below here I have the often panned helical focuser, which I like because you can use an extension tube. See if I can get down the tube a little. You can see, let me get this straightened out. It's actually hard to do. Let me get up here. There is, I don't know if you can see it, but there is the triangular you probably can't see it, but on the primary mirror there's a triangle sticker. It's reflective, and I use that with the cat's eye collimator, so I can do collimation checks in the dark. And sorry about that. Let's see if I can get it. Now, there it is. You see that little triangle there? That's reflective. So if I just shine a light in down the tube, I can align the scope with the reflective cat's eye collimator. There's no electrics there. Simply just making adjustments, and you could get a perfect primary mirror alignment. The telescope is about 29 inches in diameter. I'm sorry, the telescope is about 29.5 inches in length, the tube. So it's compact, which is what I like. Again, I talked about it before, but I don't have any problem with the focusing on this. The helical focuser works just fine for me. It would be nice to have something. I have problems with my mount today. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I just don't have my head together, I guess. But yeah, the focuser is right here. It's easy to use. I'm going to pull back a little. And what I did was I went into the garage and I found my standard legs for the let me see, for the mount, and they're much shorter, so it makes observing really easy and comfortable. I would highly recommend this telescope if you can find one. I've seen others that have an additional or I don't know, rack and pinion focuser. The one that came from Intes was sloppy and cheap, and a lot of people bought let's say a JMI focuser, and I guess they call them moonlights, whatever, and they bought an adapter base, and then they installed the rack and pinion here. While the telescope is light, I can carry it in its midriff here using the Vixen bracket. It's easy to port in and out of the it's easy to bring in and out of the house. No doubt about it. And I cap it at night. The telescope is maybe one of the earlier editions, itinerations of this model, but it isn't the first, that's for sure. It has a seamless tube. There's a myth that you should, well, there's a mania. This should be open so that I'll show you what I mean. It's an option, but I don't ever open it. For one, I don't like dust in my tube, but more importantly, see, that's the back of the primary. You see it? Maybe I'll get up closer. Between those holes there and where I'm got my finger, this sits the mirror. Now, I never use it in this configuration. It's guaranteed to create all kinds of thermals in the tube. And therefore, this is kept secured in place. And the scope is acclimated for, before I take it out, is acclimated for the temperature. So there is no problem for me. You guys do whatever you want, but I can tell you fans don't work. Okay? They don't work. You have a little fan in the back, and apparently that's supposed to send a mixture of colder air. I don't know how you get colder air because the telescope's pointing downward. You're just getting warmer air pumped into your tube. So yeah, last night I noticed, I mentioned I had some metal shavings, and so I simply just I marked it and unscrewed these, put a blower in there and got rid of about 99% of it. Maybe I'll buy a little Intes-Micro vacuum with a little tiny tube to suck up the metal fragments. I don't know why the Russians did it that way, but it's a common complaint. But optically, this scope is dynamite. I had it out on Jupiter last year, and it was miscalibrated, and it was not bad. But I know when you have it on Jupiter, calibrated, it's killer. The secondary mirror is small. I thought it was 30. Let me see if I can get this. Hopefully this will work. Let's bring it down in right ascension. Okay. Maybe I can get it on there. Get out of here, B. Okay. Yeah, that should work. Let me take the top off. It's a snug fit. But that's a small secondary. I think it's 23%. Close to it. Could be 24, not sure. But yeah, it's not the 33 1/3 like Mac casts. And because it's a smaller secondary, I think on the outside field of view, there's some degradation there. I think they call it, I don't know what they call it, but it doesn't bother me because I always observe on axis. I'm going to look into that further, double check my collimation, but it's only on the periphera, and it's maybe light loss, I'm not sure. But, yeah, it's a great scope. And let me bring you back for a long view here. Long shot view. And as you can see, that's a small tripod. That's, I don't know, maybe 20 inches. No, 24 inches. Probably, I don't know. But I can't guess anymore. But as you can see, that's nothing. Okay, you can sit in a nice chair and observe all night long. For deep sky, I have a dew shield, and takes the largest counterweight though that I have. One of these to balance this, whereas the 85 takes the smallest counterweight. Again, I've got the electrics for the right ascension drive, and I've got Juno here, who is ensuring that I make things happen. She's keeping a watch out for me. My daughter said go out there and watch Dad so he doesn't kill himself. And yeah, so it's a great telescope. And I am ready to I'm ready to put her up on the moon, and it's ready for planetary work shortly. I think Jupiter's coming up, Saturn. I don't know if Mars is at opposition this year, but yeah, enjoy it. I mean, get a hold of one. I highly recommend it. Long tube Newtonians are fussy. They're harder for this mount, and this clears, pretty much clears the, when I'll show you. See, pretty much this is not balanced, the tube. It needs to come up a little bit, so it's lower. Let's say the moon's up. Let's see, what am I doing here? Okay. Let's say the moon's up there. Okay, it's going to touch that. But this has got to come up. So to balance it, I've got to bring, it's not balanced. It's got to come up a few inches. And it's not too bad. You know, I can do one of these numbers. Pretty much observed to the zenith. Ideally, I'd like to have just a simple one-piece tier. It's a pipe, and it holds this, and you know, it's easier to use that than a smaller tripod. But you know what, it works. There's all kinds of ways to make this happen. Actually, let me show you. Okay. All right, let me get this set. Yeah, this was loose. The tube was drifting downward. let's do it this way. Sorry, I'm confused these days. Oh, okay. So let's bring it up. A little lower. A little bit less. That should be about it, you see? Alright, so tighten that up. Okay. Yeah. Let's say the moon's up here. So yeah, I could easily go to the moon if it's up, way up. But typically, you know, the moon's going to probably be somewhere around there. Same with the planets. As you can see, it clears it perfectly. There's no need to do a meridian flip. A meridian flip is when you got to turn the whole telescope around. And it holds collimation real well. So as you can see, if I had my little chair out here, I could sit comfortably, have a table, and do my drawings of the moon. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm going to bring this scope in now so it'll cool down. Weather says maybe some rain in the afternoon, and I'll put it on the moon later on tonight. Well, no, I won't. I've got a buddy coming in from the Marine Corps I have to pick up, but you know, maybe sometime this week. Okay, you all have a good day.